Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk on 802 Scoop, live from 185 North Main Street in Barre. It's a beautiful sunny day. A little breezy, but nice and warm, not complaining, because I saw that next week it's going to rain a lot.
Almost every day next week.
That does not sound very appealing to me at all, but that's what happens in the springtime, right?
Yeah, it's better than snow.
I agree, and these cold temps that we've had lately that are, I think, awful. I keep complaining that I'm cold, and everybody laughs at me, but whatever, I don't care. Let's kick it off with talking. I have it first on the list. The idiot on the roof brandishing a loaded weapon, like literally on the roof, waving it around at a house full of people. Granted, those people weren't supposed to be there. I believe they've been squatting for quite some time now.
Well, there was a bus there over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, some of the names, only a few, maybe two of the names related to the drug bust over the weekend were back in this list of people. So, and then it was a whole fresh new bunch of people, but people doing the same bullshit, the drugs and the crime.
So it's getting to be like watching an episode of Chicago PD around here lately. You know,
it really is. It's gross, and I thought that things had really simmered down for a little while.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're ramping back up, and maybe it's spring
it's
and everybody's coming out of their shells and coming out of, hiding or wherever they were. But
well, they don't need the warming shelters anymore, so now they're back out on the ground.
Right, back out on the ground.
Feet on the ground.
Occupying spaces that they shouldn't be occupying, and then keeping our law enforcement busy as hell. It's constant all day, every day on the scanner. And
they're shorthanded.
And they're shorthanded. And really, they can't do a lot.
No. I think they're finding it hard to reply to, multiple calls. If within a certain time period, or within 5 or 10 minutes of each other, I think it's taxing the department.
Well, and not only that, but once they get there, there's really not a lot they can do. They give the citation. People either go to court or they don't, and then there's warrants and a whole nother, a lot of the courts are backed up as well. So I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the citations were for appearances at the end of May. So you have all that time in between, but very few people, when they're cited or arrested, end up going to jail immediately.
Right.
They're not. Very few people are held.
This, people see that and they think it's like Mayberry RFD, where the sheriff and deputy went out and brought him and then threw him right in the lockup.
Right.
We don't have a lockup anymore.
And it sucks because our department ends up taking a lot of shit.
If they can't get deputy sheriffs to transport, then we have officers coming in on overtime to transport somebody to St. Johnsbury.
Right. And that's only if the judge or whoever's working the case, the judge,
Right.
the state's attorney, or whatever, maybe probation and parole in some cases, as was the idiot on the roof. You know, if they say go ahead and transport them to jail, then they get transported.
Right.
Otherwise, they're
released.
They're
Catch and
cited.
release.
Yep, flash cited into court, and those court dates are quite a ways out in some cases. You know, that sucks.
So in
for
the
sure.
meantime, from the day of the occurrence until their court date, it could be 30 days.
Right. Or more.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just really sucks that our department takes a huge rap for that, and a lot of shit. When you read some of the stuff online and some of the, you know, it's not up to them. I'm sure that they would love to put them in jail too, so that they can catch up and
Right.
catch their breath. Picking up more charges, most of them, Linda says, and Linda Kuchar says, and very true. And she also says, people forget that it's happening everywhere, not just in
Right.
Barre. And absolutely, you even see more and more cases coming up now in
Berlin,
more,
Montpelier, and
yeah.
even outlying towns like Waitsfield,
yeah,
Warren.
Thompson,
It's everywhere.
where Corinth, you know, all these places. We know all kinds of stuff happens over in
do.
Corinth, and we know that to be a fact.
Yes, we do.
So
One of our
own
midnight rides.
right? You know, own experience here that you know, we know that these things are happening, and but they're happening quietly. Let's just say.
Yeah.
For unfortunately, for now. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. And then let's skip from an idiot on a roof and you know, case after case in Barre and go right to city council, and we might as well just go to the elephant in the room, right? The
Yep.
elephant in the room.
Why not?
Is you know, James McGowan came to the city council and made a statement this past Tuesday. I think it was nice for him to have that opportunity. And just to be clear, when people come, so it's not, nobody needs permission to go to a council meeting. When you come to a council meeting, you come, and if there's something not on the agenda, you speak during visitors and communications. That's the way it goes for everyone. And so I want people to know that, you know, when somebody says, well, we had permission to go. No, you asked if you could go, and you were told,
Right.
yes, anybody can come, and this is when you can go, is during visitors and communications.
Yeah. If there's something
So-
else, though, you can call the city manager's office
And
and
ask
ask to
to
be
be on the
an agenda item on the meeting.
Right.
And, you know, but you're right. Visitors and communications, anybody can speak.
Yeah, it's an anybody thing, and it doesn't mean that the council, the mayor, the city manager, anybody gave anybody permission to come. It just
Right.
That's the way it happens,
And
it
typically
happens
there's
that way for
a
anybody
time
and
limit
everybody.
set for visitors and communications.
Yep.
You have like 7 minutes per person or something. But
Yep. So, and I mean, there's a lot of opinions here. There's a lot of support. The majority is support for Officer McGowan, and you know, a lot of really strong opinions here, and it's tough. But some of the opinions I have seen are pretty brutal as far as like council, the mayor, you know, what you all have as for a role in this, and what you could do and you're not doing, and just like with the courts, there are rules.
There's rules.
There are things that you oversee and can do. It's just like with the Barre City Police Department. There are things that they can do and things they can't do. And that is the same case with the council. And many people come to you for many things, from a crack on the sidewalk, worn out crosswalks, or,
Signals not working.
signals not working, to this.
Yeah.
And Linda says that Tom kept mentioning the city charter, and that's the thing.
Right.
Is you all are in a box, and that's the way it is. And,
you've got, there's
you
so
can
many,
listen.
there's so many things that we have to look at. Not just the charter, state statutes, state law. There's procedures that have to be followed. It's not just sitting up there and saying, yeah, okay, I agree, let's bring the guy back.
Right. And even if you do agree, because, let's be honest, a lot of you do. A lot of you
Right.
think that James is a great officer and that he didn't deserve to be
I'd say the
discharged
majority of us
at
on
all.
that council, would like to have him back. But like I said, procedure. And that came up when we were talking about articles for funding on the ballot. Procedure says, when it was changed 2 years ago or whatever it was, the procedure said that they will be listed and it would be a single vote.
Right,
You
one
couldn't
single
break them
vote.
out.
You can't break them out into individual voting.
Right.
But going back to the whole procedure thing, in this case, there are a good many people, including Officer McGowan, that believes that procedure wasn't followed or was misfollowed. So we can't ask the council to do the same thing.
Right.
Throw procedure out the door and just do it because.
Right.
That's not how it should all roll.
Right.
There's still a process. So.
Process and procedures.
Yeah, and so we can't damn one for the sake of the other.
Right.
We got to do it all right. So, yeah. What else happened at council besides what you just said? You
Talked about
cannot
some-
break those down.
Right.
You have to put them on the ballot as one.
Right. If people don't know what I'm talking about, it's usually one of the last things on the ballot. Nonprofits, organizations come to the city and ask, could we be on the ballot? We'd like $15,000 to help run our program. Back years ago, not that many years ago, they were listed individually on there. So you would go in and there'd be a list of people asking, like, let's say the Barre Partnership or the Granite Museum, and it would list them and their name, and then across from there, how much they're asking for, and then the box, yes or no. They've changed that a couple of years ago, and they still list them and how much they're asking for, or I think they just list now the total amount of all those organizations, and it's one box, yes or no. So if there's somebody in there that you've always given to, and somebody you never gave to and don't want to give to, you can't pick and choose. It's yes for everybody or no for everybody. But we, right now we can't change it, but we are going to look at process and procedures and rules and see if we can bring that back. I've always liked it where, it was a la carte. You could go down and pick what you want.
Right, you pick what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that the taxpayers prefer that. They
I
would
think they do
rather
too.
that they
I've had people come
are
to me
able
and
to
say,
choose.
I didn't vote. I didn't even check the box at all because I don't like this group, or I like this group, but I don't want to give money to everybody else.
Right.
And
And some
that's-
people have, other beliefs, other reasons, or maybe they want to give, maybe they have somebody in their family that is struggling with mental health and they'd rather give more money to Washington County
Right.
Mental Health, and they don't, or that's where they want their money to go. So, yeah. It's a tough call for sure. Barb is signed on with us. Hi, Barb. And Krista Emerson, as well as Linda Otis Kuchar. I got to remember to say Otis Kuchar
Yes.
because there's a Linda Kuchar as well. And so then messes things all up of who's commenting.
But
And-
there's
and I
only
forget
one Linda
sometimes.
Otis Kuchar.
There's only one
Right.
Linda Otis Kuchar. Thank goodness. I don't know if the world could handle more than that. Right, Linda? I love her to death. She's a great person. Barb has a couple of comments. We'll end up going in backward a little bit just to get some of the comments in, because there's a lag in them for some reason. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but she said she was surprised to hear he would even want to come back to the city talking about Officer McGowan. And then she also says that I always vote no on that because there are some that I don't want to give money to.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, yeah. And many are. And it's unfortunate that it's
It
that
is.
way.
It
so
is.
hopefully you guys can turn it around and change it for next time. That would be good. That would be really good. We need to mention there is a benefit concert happening this weekend at the Elks Club, and that is for Phil Brown. There was an electrical fire, and he lost a lot to that fire. The family lost a lot. There will be a guitar raffle, silent auction. The doors open at 6. Music starts at 6:30. There are 2 bands. The latest trends and beside the fire's ember. Those the whole night is by donation, so it's going to be a great time. It's going to be over there at the Elks, and doors open at 6, and that is for the Phil Brown benefit concert. So Sarah Richards says, I was a social worker for a nonprofit and former DCF Child Protective Service employee for this state. I believe those distributing money have little understanding of how these organizations operate. So, because they come from funding and donation,
Right.
and it's just like a Circle. I'm on the board of directors at Circle, and that's how they operate, is donation and monies that they get
Right.
from cities and towns, and fundraisers that they do.
And I would hope that people, I'm not saying that it's my way is right, somebody else's way is right. But if you're not sure what these organizations do, look them up.
Yeah,
You
look
know?
them up so that you know.
It's a new world out there. It's called the internet. And you can look up something and check it out.
Right. And that's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people don't have a problem giving to these organizations. They just don't want to give them their money to all of them.
Right.
There are some that they don't feel are worthy of the funds.
Right.
And it's all a matter of personal opinion and feeling. And so I think across the board, most of them end up getting all the money anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure it passes. It seems
Yeah.
like it passes every year.
even if they're
Yeah.
put out separate.
But you may have noticed maybe the margins closed a little bit.
Right. And it just, but it gives people the right to
Right.
do what they want to do with their own money. So, and I think that's important. So, let's talk a little bit about basketball, because we've got basketball again this weekend.
Yes, we do. 8 games in 2 days.
8 games in 2 days. This is the AAU tournament
Yep.
that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Next weekend is the final weekend.
So we're going to be up in the Hardwick, Hyde Park, Cambridge. We're going to be all over the place.
Chasing around the grandkids, which, I mean, that's not a bad thing at all.
No.
They've had some great games. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
and they have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And and they're going to get a very short break before they jump right into baseball.
Yeah, that's right. Because next weekend, I think, will be the last weekend that the Granite City Blast stops their AAUs after next weekend. And that one's going to be down in the Rutland area. I remember, was it last year? Last year or 2 years ago when I went down with Jordan and the kids, we went all the way down to Castleton for games. But it's fun.
It
you
is
know?
fun,
It's,
and they do a great job, and they really love it, and it's good to follow them around. So, check it out. I'll post the schedule. They've been good about posting the schedule Thursday night, Friday morning. I'll post the schedule up, share it, so everybody has the individual blocks. It all goes by grade, age, type thing, and who's where. But Granite City Blast, they've done a fabulous job. It's awesome to watch them grow.
they've grown just in the 1 year.
Yeah.
That it's grown quite a bit.
Yeah, and to watch them. And
So
then
now instead of having like one girls 3rd and 4th grade, they've got 2
Right.
this year. They've got 2 5 and 6 boys teams now. The girls program, Jordan said, has been really growing this year. So it's a good thing.
And then right on the heels of that will be Barre Community Baseball, softball.
Yep.
And I think there's a small, couple week break, and that's it. And then it goes right into the. And I'm hoping that, well, I'm not hoping. I think I'm going to tell Michael that next month I would like Michael on a mission to be for the
Granite City baseball, softball.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
I just think it would be nice to donate to the kids like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've done some nice work in the last 2 or 3 years now. They've the Little League field in Barre Town's been all done over. That's mostly the town and some help from Barre Community Baseball, softball. The Bond Field is in good shape. They've been working on the Rotary Field again down up by the swimming pool. The field's all done. It looks like they got new fencing up. And, it's,
we want to make sure all the kids can play and that they have what they need.
That's why they do that. I mean, now Jordan's talking they may be doing some work, in the next year or two on the Bailey Fields up there on Merchant Street.
And did we, you and we were, I don't remember, I think we were having dinner or something, but I saw some post where one of the schools that we've been to recently has, everybody brings in their sports equipment from the year before. I think we saw cleats, there was baseballs and bats and gloves.
Where was that? Was that up Hardwick area?
It was up in the Hardwick area.
Yeah.
And then, so they donate all of this stuff that they've grown out of or don't use anymore. And kids that are in need can come and check all of that out and take what they need. That's a fantastic idea. We should have that. I know they do the ski swap and different
Hockey
things
does
like
it.
that.
Well, Black Bears, I don't know if they still do it as Black Bears, but when it was just BYSA, every fall, late summer, early fall, they did a gear drop and swap. And mostly it was in the basement of the auditorium a few times. And there's some stuff that's in really good shape, and you can pick it up for pennies on the dollar.
And that's important because this stuff is expensive.
And
it's definitely
I know if some people
not cheap.
If some people couldn't afford it, they'd just give it to them.
Sounds good to me. Sarah Richards said the internet doesn't represent how these nonprofits operate, and I agree with that. At least not necessarily how they operate, but people would get an idea of who you are, what you do, what you support, those sorts of things, what the need is. You know that you're giving because you're giving to kids or foster children or those sorts of things.
I'm not saying they need to post all their financial information. They're just what they do.
What they do,
who
they are,
help.
their mission, their mission statement. And almost every organization has a mission statement that you can read. So, yeah. What next? Let's talk about next weekend, because next weekend is a big weekend. It's going to be crazy busy. For me, it sounds like you're going to end up, I can't go south with you for basketball next weekend.
No.
Next weekend, we get a lot going on right here in the city. We have the Spring Fling that Summer Street Tavern is doing, and that's going on from 1 to 7. All kinds of stuff. There's live music and different vendors and race car show and the Nerf gun battle under attack, and that's going to be happening right out back here, and just all kinds of great things. And it's the first ever Barre Spring Festival, and it's hosted by Summer Street Tavern. Welcome to the community. They wanted to get this up. They've asked, and many local businesses have gotten involved. Not everything will be going on out back. There will be different things, different events happening, and different other different businesses and things throughout the city. So it's just a whole day to get everybody downtown and say, and kick off the year, right?
Yeah.
Kick off the good weather when we can be outside and enjoying these things. And then the next day at the Den on the 19th, on Sunday, is the Brittany Burt Memorial Bingo fundraiser. And that's happening from 1 to 5 at the Den. That's where I'll be calling the numbers with a guest caller this year, Donna Thunder, who's going to provide some just entertainment, spunk, and fun, which is what Donna does. I mean, that's like her middle name. That's what she does. So, looking forward to that. That Brittany Burt Memorial Bingo Fund is something that I've been involved in. I think this will be my 6th year. Wow. So it's pretty awesome. They give a lot of money away for scholarships, and also they've bought several of the friendship benches for schools and different things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's growing every year, and that's what makes it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a lot of repeats, like Hillary Scott and her family come, and then we have like Kathy Codling. Those ladies take their bingo very serious. Kathy Codling, very serious. Hillary Scott, not so much. They have total fun with it.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix of people. It's a good day, and all for a great cause. And so looking forward to that. Yeah. What else is going on? Anything good?
Well, I'm trying to find out with the recreation department what this open turf time is for lacrosse and soccer, but it's like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's like school hours, so
Yeah.
haven't heard anything back about that yet.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Glenn. It's okay that you're late. No, I don't know about that either. We do know that school vacation is coming up the week of the 20th. So that'll be good that they have. And usually the rec center will have some other stuff going on as well. Let's hope that that's the case. We also need to mention that this Saturday, 7 to 9 at Tasty Bites. From 7 to 9 is Michael on a Mission this Saturday. And the beneficiary this weekend is the VFW Post 790 right up here on Route 302 in East Barre. The VFW supports local veterans and their families. They do a ton. Last year I met Ron Tallman up in East Barre, actually. I still call it Lord's, but it's Barre Housing Authority has some housing up there in East Barre. I met Ron up there, and they gave a power wheelchair just to
nice.
someone in need. And she was just beside herself. It was actually one of the best, probably, lives I've ever got to be a part of. It was just great. So they do a lot. They do a lot in the community, and they need our help to make all of that happen. So
Well, we could go for breakfast Saturday,
absolutely.
because the first game we have to go to isn't until 10 o'clock.
So perfect. We will be at Tasty Bites this weekend for Michael on a Mission, and the proceeds go to the VFW Post 790 right here in East Barre. Absolutely an amazing group of people up there. They also on Wednesdays have Wing Wednesday, and that goes also to the veterans. All the proceeds they make from that. And then once or twice a month, Donna Thunder's up there as well, and
Yeah.
she does. That's when they call it Wing-a-Ding Wednesday,
Wing-a-ding.
because you can go wing, ding, and sing and raise hell with Donna Thunder, and it is a lot of fun. We're gonna have to go up some night because it's a good turnout and a lot of fun. So get Rosemary and Charlie to come up. They haven't been up there in a while either. So check that out. Michael on a Mission this Saturday, 7 to 9 at Tasty Bites. Yeah. What else is going on?
I don't know. I went up to, I had a meeting yesterday, the Buildings and Facilities Committee. The odds being prepped for the big project. Not exactly sure when they're going to start hammering and tearing things out, but
That's pretty exciting.
yeah.
And speaking of that, lately, let's just speak about what's going on in this summer. You've gotten some questions lately, and I got a text message, just barely. People want to know, are they going to do any of the trash pickups or anything this season through the city? You had somebody ask you about
Tires.
Tires. This person wants to know if they're going to do the small appliance, bulky waste event like they have in the past. I haven't heard that they're going to, and if anything, I heard because of budget.
It's because of budgets,
It's a huge
yeah.
expense.
Yeah. So they won't. There's no yard waste. Well, we haven't done the yard waste drop for quite a while because.
But we do have access.
Because yes, city residents have access to the Barrytown stump dump up off
Holden Road.
Holden Road. The city actually, we pay a fee to the town. It's a set amount that we pay so that our citizens have a place to use a stump dump. The bulky waste thing, it's a budgetary cut because we have to pay for public works guys, sometimes facility employees. You can't just have the thing open and let people come and dump stuff. So we've got people that check what you're bringing in. They help unload trailers or trucks. We have to have heavy equipment operators to put the heavy stuff up and lift the stuff up and put it up into the roll-offs. So that's gone, as is the tire drop. We already have Wheels for Warmth.
Right, and
in
people
November.
can take their tires there.
Right. Yeah, and that's, what is it, $5 a tire? But yeah, the tire drop, the bulky waste, the yard waste, you can go up. It doesn't cost you anything. You can go up to Barrytown and get rid of your yard waste there. But the bulky waste and tires, it's not financially prudent.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money, and it's a burden that nobody can afford right now, unfortunately.
Right.
Because not everybody goes. And so it's a lot of money.
I know we talked briefly about it during budget negotiations, and we talked about going to a pay-as-you-come thing. But people get you once you have something that's free, it's hard to come back and say, well, now we're charging you for something.
It is.
And
but
you still have the issue about what it costs to have the labor there.
Right, exactly, Glenn. Who's got money? Not me. And I don't think a lot of people do. And so it would be another expense to add to the budget, though.
Yeah.
It's free, but it's not free. That's what it boils down to, and not everybody uses it. I mean, there's 6,000 residents, a little more than that in the city, and we know that 6,000 people don't bring their stuff there, but everybody's contributing, and maybe 200-300 people come.
It's funny how you talk about that number, 6,000 people, but then on town meeting day last year, 800 showed up to vote.
I know.
And then they bitch. They bitch if something didn't go through.
Yeah.
And, sit home and bitch or get up and vote.
And get up and vote is right. Get up there, get up to the polls. And we will be actually having some more interviews of people that are running for office real soon. We'll be talking with, anybody who is running for one of the seats, whether it be in the town or the city or anywhere, is welcome to come in and do an interview and let people know who they are, what they are looking for, why they want to be a candidate, and why they want to serve the communities. But we know that, let's see, in the city we have Amanda Gustin and Michael Deering are both running unopposed.
Yep.
Tom Lozon is, and Bern Rose.
They're running for mayor.
I always forget, what is her last name?
It's I thought it was Bernadette. I don't know.
I don't know. I know her as Bern Rose. That's what I know her as. So Bern is, and I think everybody pretty much knows who that is. But so she's running against Tom for mayor. And then we have John Hood running for Ward 1 against Sonia Spalding.
Yep.
So, or Sonia's running against John. I guess he's running against her because she is an incumbent. So, keep your eye out. I know that, John's been door knocking and is out there. He's got some flyers out there, some stuff going on. And, he's definitely out and about, and we hope to get more people in here. Thankfully, I didn't have the camera on you.
Good.
We hope to get more people in here anyway, and introduce them to you. Not everyone wants to come here, though, because
some people are a little
I'm
camera shy.
I'm a really bad person, too. Like, oh, my God, I'm not going to go on that podcast and get an interview. No freaking way, But no matter who you are, and no matter your political beliefs, my political beliefs, I'm able to set that aside. I'm adult enough to do that and give you your space and your time. And I've done it many times over and over. So I welcome anybody to come on in and join us here and let everybody know why you're running and what you're looking for. Christian says, just seeing you live in between patients. Any confirmation on the back parking lot for next Saturday spring event? We were talking about you, Christian. And yes, there is confirmation, and I will get in touch with you a little later so that we can talk and figure all of that out. Glenn says Ward 1 needs a whole lot more signs from John. And we're getting them out there. We're putting them out there. And maybe we'll have to order them up some more. I don't know. I think, what did we get the first round? 100?
Was it 100 or only 50?
I don't remember. But we'll get some more. We'll get some more signs and get some more out there and get you going. But everybody going. And hopefully anybody that wants to speak with any of the constituents. Whether you want to speak with Sonia, whether you want to speak with Bern, Tom, Deering, whoever it is that you want to speak with, hopefully you reach out to them because all of them say how available they are and willing to speak to you there. So make sure that you do that. The election is coming up. Is the 12th?
May, I think it's the 12th.
12th.
Yeah.
802 Scoop will be there as always with the free hot dogs and snacks and drink and whatever, meeting and greeting everybody and or say hi on your way out. And it's just good to do. People have to take time away from work. A lot of times miss your lunch, miss, whatever, to come up. It's always nice to stand around, talk to everybody, and literally kind of have like a town meeting up there at the auditorium. And only once, and was it last year that I think it was last year, somebody called and said that I couldn't be there. And so they called the Attorney General's office, and the Attorney General's office said I had to leave. And I was like, screw that. I am not leaving. And I called them right back up.
It was a year before.
I called them right back up and said, nope, this is what I do. This is who I am. And I'm doing it. And they said, absolutely, you go ahead and stay there.
Last year it was a hot day.
It was beautiful, and that's
we had hot dogs.
That's what Glenn just said. I hope it's warm like last year. Me too. We'll cook up the hot dogs on the grill and all day long, pretty much. I'm pretty much a diehard. I get there early and I stay there all day long, and until I feel like I want to fall over. But yeah, it's a great time. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, and I want to keep doing it. So we'll see how it goes. So
I'll be there.
Get up to the polls and vote. Yes, you'll be there. You'll be helping. You'll probably be working the grill or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Leave under what premise? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Christian. Anyways, so we'll be there for sure.
Yep.
I can't wait. Looking forward to it. And I hope lots and lots of people, 800, come on, people. Get out and vote.
Terrible turnout.
And that included the absentee ballots.
Yes.
That we're talking as a whole.
As a whole.
And that's why the margins are so freaking tight here.
Yeah. What Roos lose by 4 votes?
Yes. It is tight, and that's because a shitty amount of people vote. 800 people is peanuts. Mm-hmm. Peanuts, and especially because there are so many ways to vote. Good gracious. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't think that we have anything else that we can really share or talk about. There are lots of, it baffles the mind for me too, Glenn. I don't understand. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
And people just looking for stuff to do. Always check the city website for the recreation department, because there are open times, for using the turf. Now, maybe the weekends are going to start getting busy because coming out of basketball season into baseball. So I know Barre Town baseball school teams are using it. I think Spalding lacrosse, I don't know if the baseball team is, but time fills up quick. But on the weekends, there's usually some open periods where you just want to go in and have your kids run around, kick a ball, or hit a ball.
Yeah. Christian, so the reason for them wanting me to leave was they felt that I was there campaigning for a certain individual, and I was not there campaigning. As a matter of fact, many individuals were coming to the tent, sitting under the tent, many people running from all sides. We had, it didn't matter who was up there holding a sign, everybody came over to get their lunch, and everybody is welcome. Nobody is discouraged from stopping and hanging out, sitting down for a minute, getting a cold drink and a bite to eat. So really, whoever reported me for that was grossly wrong. And in the end, I said, because at first there were people up there that were breaking my stuff down before I even knew what was going on. They were like breaking it down, tell me, and I'm like, whoa, no, wait a minute, because I've been doing this for a long time. And I called them right back up and said, this is what's going on, and I'm not leaving. And They said, no, you don't have to. So anyway, I stayed. Today is Prevention Day in Vermont. I'm going to make sure that we mention that. A lot of key players in substance use prevention joined together in Montpelier. Leaders from all over the state of Vermont were there promoting wellness and talking about what they do, what their organizations do, what their nonprofits do, including the Turning Point Center on Air Street. I just love that place, and I benefit from things that they do over there at Turning Point Center. Actually, there's a meeting on Tuesday nights that I co-facilitate and sometimes facilitate called Open Hearts, and that's for if you have a loved one that is struggling with substance use, or just a friend, neighbor, whatever, and you need support with that, you can go ahead and join us. And the meetings are getting bigger and better, and which I love.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's grown a lot since we started, and it's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
got to give a quick shout out to the Spalding wrestling team. They were in Tuesday night, and we found out that they're not just state wrestling champions. There's some of the boys are on the academic role for good scores, good students, good grades. A couple of them are going off to college. We talked. One boy is coming out of the career center, and he's looking for a job when he gets out. He can do electric or plumbing. So keep your eyes open for those guys.
Yeah,
Great bunch of young gentlemen.
They are a great bunch of young gentlemen, and it was great to see them recognized
Yeah.
the way that they so deserved.
And the coaching staff, like Mick Karen and Dave Fournier have been on that since they graduated from high school, and Matt and Darren have done a great job, and they got some other helpers to take that program to where it is now. Knocking off somebody who won it 36 years in a row. It's pretty darn good.
Speaking of that, there's a coach that we see on the weekends,
David Ball,
who also
very animated.
Also a Spalding graduate.
Yep.
Well-known.
Won a state championship in basketball at Spalding, but he excelled in college football. Yeah.
Yep. And he's there on the weekends. So
Yeah.
it's good to see these guys that went all this way. Now, they've got kids in the sport and they're really involved in the sport, and it's awesome to watch.
Yep.
Yeah. He is funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stories about his whiteboard.
Oh yeah.
Almost as big as a room.
Yep. I saw it the night I brought Bell to practice, and he had all the girls in front of this big giant whiteboard, and he's got this little system. When your position is a color. So if you're playing up top, you're like green. If you're playing down low, you're purple. And so then he tells you, like, Bell, all right, Bell, you're purple. So when he says, all right, purple 1, purple 2, go out on the floor. So,
and you'll hear them holler things. Like, he'll holler, purple,
oh yeah,
purple, so you know that he wants them to, be doing
yeah.
whatever. And it's fun to watch.
And his setups for either offense or defensive plays, family, full house.
Right. Who knows what all of these things are? All that matters is that they know what these things are, and they do it well. And yeah. My microphone is dead.
It is?
Hold on, I'm tweaking with it again. Is it working now? Yeah, something is. It was messing up the other day too. But anyway, so nobody heard any of that I was saying. That we were talking about David Ball.
Yeah.
And that he...
We got to get those wireless microphones.
We do need to get them because these are a pain in the ass. What happens is that they don't always get put away properly. And they get left on the floor. Or they get stepped on. They get, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And or just wadded up in a ball. And it messes with the wires. And so... but anyway, so that's who we were talking about, was David Ball, and
Yeah.
how now that he's coaching, how amazing it is to see. He went from kid in high school and then college, just kicking butt, to now being a dad and coaching all these great kids. And I just think it's awesome.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fun to watch. It's fun to watch the kids, but
It is fun to watch.
You look at the people that are involved in it now, and they're very dedicated to it. It's,
Yeah, I love it. So we'll spend the weekend doing that this weekend,
Yeah.
and you'll spend it doing that next weekend. And I will be doing all the other stuff around town,
Yep.
which is the Spring Fling, Summer Street Tavern, and the Brittany Burt Memorial.
We'll talk
Bingo
about all that
fundraiser.
stuff next week.
We'll talk about all
Tuesday
that
and
stuff
Thursday.
next week. Tuesday and Thursday. This Tuesday, we weren't able to come in here. Well, the plan was, and we were like ready to come in here, but the Spectrum was doing some
Yeah.
upgrades and I do see the new box out there, but to some wires and some equipment. So we were not able
Right.
to go live on Tuesday.
And
but-
we didn't know that until you got a call from a tenant upstairs
Right,
asking
saying-
why the internet
Yeah,
was
they were
out.
working from home, and they said, "Do you know why there's no internet?" And I'm like, "No," but then she ended up coming down and seeing him here. So, yeah. Great guy. Got his kids' art framed for Wife's Mother's Day when I was frame shop manager at Hobby Lobby. David Ball that's
Oh.
what he must be talking about. So he is a great guy. He's great with the kids, and it's good to see. And we've seen a lot of really good officials, too. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah.
The last few weeks, a lot of those officials will, they don't just call a call to
They
these kids.
explain things.
They
yeah.
explain to them. It's been really, it's cool to
Especially
watch.
at the third and
everything.
fourth grade level. They do a lot of that.
Yeah, get out and see a game if you can. We've definitely been seeing lots of parents and grandparents and all those sorts of things that we've been seeing people we don't usually get to see
Yeah.
at these games. So
we
it's
have
a lot of fun.
We have an exciting lifestyle, don't we?
Yeah, yep, it's super exciting. Only when I'm driving. Just saying.
That's always exciting.
Yeah. So, bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. Get out and enjoy one of these things. And come on down to Michael on a Mission. Tasty Bites, 7 to 9 on Saturday. All proceeds go to the VFW Post 790 right here on Route 302 in East Barre. Take care, everyone. See you next week.